Ladies and gentlemen, stand by because we are back in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters. Sportzwire Radio. We give you, you might want to say, one more August rush to a company that's born to wrestle. And, well, they're going to tell us why. Not only they're born to wrestle, but why they're going to put on maybe their biggest show to date. And we have got a slew of your favorites here and maybe some surprises here that have never been to Sportswire Radio and why they're going to talk about why they're only here to kill people and, well, have a match that's been on their mind for a long time. And plus, we'll get to the match everybody's been talking about in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. I don't even have to explain myself there. There'll be somebody that, spoiler alert, is a GOAT of BYW that our guest here to start things off every month will call a famous name or an infamous name from his vantage point. Plus, we'll talk about a lot the BCF4 and are they about to implode, and I'm sure plenty of other things. But even though my voice is not quite where it should be, and I hope you'll forgive me, sir, because unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for some, I just had dental surgery and my vocal cords aren't quite there yet. But I am going to formally introduce the man that is the reigning defending BTW Continental Champion. He is also the man that is the GM of the company that is certainly born to wrestle. He is a Hall of Famer, not once, not twice, but 3 times here, and he is the leader of one of the premier groups out there around, and that is, of course, the Northwest Society. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for the one and only RTG, baby. My friend, a lot to talk about here coming up. The August rush is just less than 48 hours away, and your career is once again on the line, but there's more than that, and let's talk about it for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you, the Northwest Society, and BTW most certainly helped build.
Yeah, so we got August Rush coming up this Sunday, and again, just like Heat, it's banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. I mean, we've got at least what the 2 contestants in the main event feel is the match of a lifetime. But first time meeting for Comatose's BYW Interpromotional Championship.
I'm surprised you didn't open up either as Chocotos or Dumatos. We've been doing this dance for a year now. You always say Dumatos, Chocotos. This is the first time I can ever recall you not saying that, sir.
I'm showing him a little respect, but, I'm sure he will choke in this main event to the choke blazer, Aaron Blaze.
Oh.
Aaron Blase, I should say.
Okay, there you go. Okay, now you're back to normal.
I'm back, yeah. Chocotos versus Aaron Blase, the 2 biggest chokers in BTW. One of them will come out as a winner and a champion here. And then, we got me putting my career, my championship on the line against the Mickey D.
Who you've repeatedly asked for a Big Mac on here, and you've repeatedly said a number of things, and you did a number of things to him, and I'll get to some of the other matches certainly later on in the card, but let's talk about it. I'll put the poster up here shortly, but your career is on the line, but I really am confused right now with Mickey D and the BCF4 because there just seems to be problems here with this group week after week. It's Mad Jack giving the orders, and then Andre Xavier, who got a huge win recently against Comatose and maybe the biggest win of his career. And then you've seen certainly fingers being pointed with Steven Storm. You were here on this platform famously and sort of gave Steven Storm almost the riot act in a rather un-RTG-like way. And then there's Mickey D, who's sort of, again, wavering out there. And, I mean, I don't even know what to make of this match here coming up because Mickey D, if not only he beats you and ends your career, he also gets a shot at Swift after what we saw a few weeks back on BTW TV. I'm not even sure I'd want that match, but Mickey D's got a lot on the line, and I have no idea where this is going to go.
Well, just think of this. I mean, it's not going to happen, but just think he could beat me, retire the GOAT of BTW, be the Continental Champion. He could go against Swift, beat Swift, become the TV champion, and then, but he's got to worry about Mad Jack taking both his titles from him, like he took his tag team title. And so, Mikey D's a little B, and I won't say the word, female dog. Letting,
Oh, well, I mean, you could try to say, and I'll just censor you. I have the censor button. It was funny. I had someone here earlier today, and they were like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was showing them the censor button. You could if you want, but yeah, I just don't know where this BCF4 goes because
they're imploding. I can tell you what's going to happen.
I mean,
they're going to implode,
mm-hmm.
and he says he don't want to do it, but I'm going to keep at him. I got Zilla in the Northwest Society. I still want Steven Storm in society. So I will still keep picking at him.
And you got to think here with Mikey D, with the other members having success or doing different things of late, that not only you want Steven Storm, but Mikey D may get fired from the BCF4. And, well, I mean, if I do the math, and I know I'm not good at a lot of things, especially after dental surgery a few days back, but 4 minus 2 equals 2, and they really aren't much of a BCF group at that point. So, I mean, we talked about this last month on the show. What is the future of the BCF4? And this is definitely the example of what's ahead.
Yeah, and frankly, I got to hand it to Mikey. Going out, or I should say Mickey D. He decided to go after the biggest, baddest guy in his first singles match on his singles run. Mistake on his part, but it would have been smarter of him to go after Chokotos's title, probably, because in a big title match, Chokotos will choke. But you got to hand it to him coming after the big guy first.
Well, I mean, listen, what an opportunity to end someone's career. What an opportunity also to take a major championship of one of the premier companies right now. There's no question BTW is always at the forefront here in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. And he's got an opportunity almost in a way. It's not even the old adage of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, but almost 3, because he could end your career. He could take your championship, which you've held now for almost a year. And on top of that, get an opportunity with Swift. So really for Mikey or Mickey, whatever you want to call him anything you want. But what we could be calling him here Sunday night is the BTW Continental Champion, who was, you might want to say, the legend killer of your career, and then get an opportunity to, well, maybe level up to Swift mode in the near and distant future. And that's what the career of Mikey D could be looking at here by Sunday night.
Yeah, he's got a real opportunity against me Sunday night, and then against Swift whenever that match comes up, to bust onto the scene and not pull a Chokotos or a Chokablazer here and blow it. But as much as he's got that chance, I just don't see it happening in either of those matches.
I did, and we're going to put the poster back up for it, and there's no question that we see the BCF4 here and the tension that this group has, and this is right before Mikey's match against RJS, who I know will be a big topic in a little while here on Sportswire Radio, and I think that's sometimes what a problem could be in this match, because Mikey's got a lot on the line. There's no question that he is an up-and-coming talent. We see him all the time on Sportswire. But, I mean, this group is just not like the Northwest Society. It's not – there's no unity in this group, and the fingers are being pointed, and especially after this episode and what's going in, there's no momentum, I kind of feel, for Mikey at this point. I mean, the other members, you could certainly say. Andre Xavier had the victory of his career and of a lifetime, and we'll talk about him in a little while, but you can just see with this group, just, I mean, there's definitely a pecking order here.
Yeah, and Mikey and Steven are at the bottom of it.
And yet you
I
want,
guess
but you want Steven, and yet you want Mikey because you want to certainly expose Mikey. And Mikey's about to go out there and speaking of that, and there is Mikey, and he's wrestling your son, who I know you certainly have opinions of, the sunsetter himself, RJS. That will be a topic undoubtedly later on. But obviously, I have to ask you this because I have a feeling that somewhere and somehow that Mikey D is watching this and he's listening to this, and the BCF4 is listening to this. But would you have any words or anything that you might want to say directly to Mikey D, other than maybe getting a Big Mac and fries, which, by the way, I couldn't eat at this moment, so you'll have to eat it for me. You're welcome. But
if you would deliver it, I would.
Unfortunately, I can't eat it because my left side of my mouth was like a shotgun go, almost like what you would do to me in the ring. It was like I had a shotgun go off in my mouth. So unfortunately, I can't really scream, and I can't eat what I would like to eat, which maybe would be a Big Mac, but hopefully by the end of the weekend. But in the meantime, you'll eat it for me while I'm watching August Rush. But let me ask you though, would you have anything you'd want to say directly to Mikey D right now?
Okay, so Mikey, you made 3 mistakes. One was getting into the ring and interrupting my promo and challenging me to a Continental Championship match. 2 was doing that without bringing me my #1 meal with the large Dr. Pepper. And 3 was laying hands on me during that promo. Now, I guess you need to learn the hard way. You should learn from the consequences at Heat for not bringing me my meal. But now, by putting hands on me, you still get the match. I'm not going to take the match from you, but it's you and only you. If you come out there with your BCF4 goons and clowns and stumped people, then we got an issue, mister. You'll be disqualified. So it's me and you, but I'm going to have my guys out there with me in support. So there's consequences for every action that you make. And if I was you, I would bring my meal and make me happy, and it may not go as bad.
You say some rather interesting things there, bringing up the meals again and bringing up things about his group. And we see what's about to happen here, where we thought Mikey was going to get the biggest win of his career, but you were kind of alluding to some different things. But if I told you right now, RTG, that there was someone here about to pay you a visit less than 48 hours away from that August Rush, and that person who just got kicked to the head by your estranged son wants to come on and confront you once again, what would you say?
I enjoy our little banter, so bring Mikey or Mickey D on.
Maybe you want him to take the night off and maybe focus on less than 48 hours from now. Maybe you want him to get ready and maybe give you that Dr. Pepper by Sunday, because between now and Sunday that could certainly work for you, and maybe that's what you want.
He's not, it's what I would want, but he's not smart enough to do that. He's going to want to come in. He's going to want to come in and talk crap.
Well, your wish is my command, because the man we're watching in the ring is now back on Sportswire Radio, and that is none other than the one and only Mikey D. Mikey, my friend, how are you? You have heard plenty from RTG, and now I give you, sir, the opportunity to respond in kind.
See, only thing I hear is the crap that comes out of his mouth. That's all I really hear from him One, he ain't never getting shit from me. Two, I'm gonna take his title, and as simple as that.
Mikey, you're just making it worse on yourself. I would be quiet if I were you.
Me being quiet, you think I'm really scared of the Northwest Society? Yeah, you're gonna have your goons out there. So, but I'm gonna prove to you and to the world that I don't need the BCF4 by my side. I'm gonna take your title.
And listen, you could make the point, Mikey, that the BCF for your brethren was here in this match against RJS, and look what it did for you.
Yeah, a loss.
Well, maybe
it really helped you out there, didn't
you know
they?
what? Maybe you could make the point that them not being there 48 hours from now, maybe that gives Mikey D a better chance at winning, I suppose. And also, Mikey, you've got something else on the line. Not only could you end the career of RTG, not only could you take that BTW Continental Championship, but you've wanted this match with Swift. So I said it here a few minutes ago, and I don't know if you heard, but not only could you kill one bird with the stone, two birds with the stone, but three birds with the stone. You got a lot on the line here, man.
Yeah, I do. See, the thing is, I want this match with Swift because I want to take that title off of him.
You want
That's what I'm looking for.
And what? So this has got to be the biggest night of your career because you've got so much on the line here. I mean, RTG has had this run, and it's this unbelievable run, and no one's been able to figure it out. Guys after guys have come on here and kind of dismissed it, and yet here we are coming up on basically a year of it, and you've got arguably the biggest match of your career coming up.
I do, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to shutting everybody up, all the haters, all the doubters, everybody. I'm gonna prove to the world why everybody calls me Mikey D.
And RTG, I mean, he's got something to prove. He's got motivation. Maybe after what you've said on BTW TV or here on Sportswire in the past, and maybe this is gonna motivate him, and maybe this all could backfire on you.
Oh, it'll backfire on him, but Mikey or Mickey D, I'm gonna assure you, as long as you follow my rules and don't bring out your BCF 4 brethren, there will be a match. Everybody whines and cries about, oh, RTG disqualified everybody and didn't really get in the ring. Well, I will be getting in the ring, and I will be pinning you 1, 2, 3. But if you bring out your buddies, you're disqualified, and that's not going to happen. So make sure they stay in the back.
You have my word. I won't bring my boys out. I will not bring my boys out, but I am going to take your title from you.
Mikey, what would it mean to you to win the BTW Continental Championship? What would that mean to you?
Honestly, it would mean everything to me. Like, it would mean the world to me.
And why would it mean the world to you? Why? For those
because one, this is what I dreamed of. This is what I wanted to do. This is what I love. So winning that title would mean anything in the world.
Well, I hope you're ready for it because the last time you two were in the ring and my crack staff, well, I'm the crack staff, put this up out there. This happened. You remember this? Remember what happened?
More of that's going to happen.
He definitely does. You remember it, RTG, right? Remember what happened here? He's the man, the myth, the legend, and he just demolished you right there in that moment. I mean, that's this confrontation. You're out there, and I hope that maybe coming up this Sunday, August 31st, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the BTW YouTube page, that the same thing won't happen.
Well, the BTW fans just got to tune in and see because it's not going to happen.
Well, we'll certainly find out, and obviously Mikey has grown some hair and some facial hair back, and maybe that's what will propel him to the top and win that BTW Continental Championship. And I completely agree that BTW to hold the championship in this company would be a major achievement. But listen, RTG has been on top. Guy after guy on Sportswire has dismissed this run, and here we are. He is RTG, baby. He's a 3-time Hall of Famer, and He is certainly the man running BTW and why BTW is at the forefront. But before I get into another topic, let me get to some people in the chat very quickly. Zilla is here first. Thank you, Zilla. Zilla wants to be, by the way, Team Northwest Society, not BCF4. Just saying. Want to say hello to my buddies out there in the great state of Ohio, our friends in the EWA. And I know Hubie Jenkins. Hubie is the high authority when it comes to all things related to the EWA. He'll be here next Sunday, and he'll have a lot to say. Hubie Jenkins will definitely be a name you want to pop in for 9:30 Eastern time. Abram Storm is in the house. Want to say hello to the Thunderous Run. Also, forgive me if my voice is a little off. I just came off dental surgery. But thank you to management from BTW, wink and a nod. Hello, hello. And RTG with all the insight, of course, as always. Yes, and I am excited about that. And we'll certainly see Swift and Alex Ryder. And Swift with a huge statement victory last week on BTW TV. And apparently there is some support. Mikey D is definitely an up-and-comer in BTW. He's a little rough around the edges, but people would be mistaken to underestimate him. Sometimes that happens. We see it all the time in sports. You underestimate somebody like Mikey D, and, well, Mikey D could be the one that maybe we're talking to next month with the BTW Continental Championship. Ox McCoy said, RTG, you've got greasy fingers on the camera. I don't know about that. Is it from the French fries? Is it from your order, from your Big Mac, Dr. Pepper, and those large fries that I would certainly crave at this moment? Boy, I would certainly.
Tonight I had Taco Bell, so
that's even worse for me at this moment. But I'm not a big Taco Bell eater. I did hear they took nacho fries off the menu. I'm very disappointed about that. Want to say hello to the one and only Blade. Hope he is doing well. And yes, hello, Uncle Ox. Yes, we love Uncle Ox on Sportswire. Loved Charlotte Mania, and I loved it as much as watching Charlotte Flair out there. Please check out CSW. It's great. Hello to the one and only Zilla again. Yes, apparently you're told to clean your camera. And RTG likes to say he's the leader of the Northwest Society, but definitely not a member of the Geek Squad. That is a reference to Best Buy's help for technical support, which apparently you may not get. Thank you. Hubie Jenkins likes tuna dogs. I don't know if any of us eats tuna dogs, but Hubie Jenkins. But in this case, I give high authority to Hubie Jenkins to eat tuna dogs, not just for me, but for everybody here tonight in the chat. Follow BTW on Instagram. You will not regret why, because do I want to know what a tuna dog is? No. I would say please don't. And that is one reason why I might be so grateful I spent $4,000 for a new tooth, because I don't have to even think about a tuna dog. I am going to say this. I am happy, glad, and excited that I am with the best and the most powerful, dominant, and destructive faction called the Northwest Society. Boy, Mad Jack would not be happy to hear that. You're welcome. RTG, you definitely don't need that Dr. Pepper. Remember, the doctors were talking about your high cholesterol.
This is Pepsi Zero.
You know what? Pepsi Zero is one thing to another. The EWA is betting on Mikey. Boy, our friends in the good state of Ohio are betting on Mikey. So maybe people are impressed tonight. I don't know. Maybe it's that hard work that's paying off. Hit the sub button for BTW, please. I would really recommend that. Hello, Blade. Hope the recovery is going smooth. Somebody you would call Aaron Blaze. And Aaron, did I get it right this time? He'll be a topic later on.
Aaron.
And
Aaron.
Okay, well, I may need AA, but I will say that I'm excited to see Magnum Carter here Sunday night at 9:30. And I look forward to talking about that. And he cleaned his the cat. You was the best you've looked on camera since last month, and I appreciate that. My injury is healing slowly, and I gotta say hello to our friends in BYCW, because BTW, BYCW, and they want a crossover. They're in Tennessee. I don't know how far Tennessee and Oregon is, but Dalton Skull is a man that's been around, and he's got James Taylor in his crosshairs, and maybe you guys want to bring for next season BYCW guys in there. It's a good idea. You're the general manager. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Anything's open, just contact us, and we'll see what we can do.
And I'll remind Dalton Skull, spoiler, when he's here in your chair 3 weeks from now, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, about this. I will remind him. And we're going to talk about that in a little while. I can't wait. Please support CSW. But, I have to ask you both something because I'm sure that there'll be someone else to join us shortly. But obviously, our
Always is.
BCF4. Yeah, you knew it. You knew it. Everyone else knows it. But the BCF4 is in action. And I was curious, Mikey, about what you think, because I got the poster coming up here about it. And, what do you think here about the first ever lumberjack match where your brethren, your brothers in arms, Steven Storm and Mad Jack are going to be putting up those tag team championships. And if you heard what RTG had to say about Steven Storm, Mikey D, I put you on the spot. And what do you think about the first ever lumberjack match where your brothers are putting up those tag team titles?
I don't know what to say, honestly. They just better win.
That's it. And what do you think, RTG, baby? What do you think here? You
Oh,
obviously want to see this.
Mikey doesn't got much to say because Mad Jack made him his little biatch and took his title from him. But, we got a new tag team there coming in, the
Yes.
LMW versus, looks like it'll probably be Mad Jack and Steven Storm. And although they do the Freebird rules, so Andre can get in there.
Andre Xavier, we know how big of a victory. Listen, Aaron Blaze is here in the chat, and Aaron Blaze was the referee for that. Listen, Andre Xavier defeated Comatose. I could make the argument that maybe Andre Xavier could be swapped out here, and maybe he should be in this match. I mean, don't you agree, Mikey?
I think so. I feel like my brother should have a chance and be swapped out. Sure.
And
well, we know that Mad Jack ain't going to come out. So, are you going to put him in at the expense of Steven Storm? Because
honestly, after what Mad Jack did to me, I swapped him out for Mad Jack. Honestly.
Oh, you had
that's you, but Mad Jack's your leader.
But Mad Jack ain't gonna support that. He's not gonna allow that. I mean, Mad Jack is pretty much the guy that the buck stops here with him, Mike. I mean, I don't think he's gonna agree with that.
He might not agree with it, but that's my opinion.
And what do you think Steven Storm thinks about this? Do you think have you spoken to him, or have you spoken to Andre Xavier about this in the past few days?
Honestly, I haven't really been speaking to any of them as of late.
Wait. Can you repeat that again for the audience? Because I want to because I know my left side of my mouth ain't that great at the moment, but my ears still work. But I want to make sure they work. And can you repeat what you just said about your brothers in the BCF4?
I have not spoken to them.
You're not spoken to any of them. That would include Andre Xavier. That would include Steven Storm and certainly Mad Jack. That correct?
Well, I talked to my brother, yes, but Steven Storm and Mad Jack, no, I have not spoken to them.
You haven't spoken to them. RTG, that's interesting, don't you think, that he hasn't spoken to Steven Storm and Mad Jack, at least since BTW TVs?
Yeah, but, he's, like a sulking little baby run off by Mad Jack. Mad Jack, whipped him like a dog. He's a rider dog or something like that. He's ran off and he doesn't want anything to do with him because he got his belt taken away. I mean, I'd be pissed off too if I was a tag team champion and, my so-called leader took my belt and called me this and that and said I better win. And if not, I'll be out of my faction. Again, Steven, that would never happen in the Northwest Society. Come to the good side.
Well, you know what? Obviously, there's some dissension, but if I told you, gentlemen, that there is somebody here from the BCF4 that would like to talk about this situation and maybe would like to say a few words about your match here coming up with each other and certainly the tag team championship, which will be a lumberjack match, the first ever one in BTW history, what would you say? Maybe should I not bring them on tonight? Maybe I should just tell them to wait till the August rush and we'll find out, or you want to hear from them?
More the better, bring him on.
You all right with this, Mike? If I bring somebody on, you all right with this?
Sure.
Maybe it'll be
Well,
Steven Storm, and he can say, "Yes, I will join the Northwest Society." RTG.
well, you know what? We're gonna find out because, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, it's Andre Xavier, who's beast mode here on Sportswire. Andre, my man, first of all, congratulations on the huge victory over Comatose. And you have been listening to this for the past 25, 30 minutes easily when it comes to all this related to the BCF4. And what's going through your mind here this coming Sunday? And should you be in this match?
Honestly, Tom, you seen what I did to Comatose. That makes me wonder, do I need the BCF4 or do the BCF4 need me?
Wait a minute, are you saying that maybe you're being held back by certainly at the very least Mad Jack?
Maybe. I feel like RTG is doing a lot of holding back too.
Well, how is RTG
Holding back,
holding?
boy. Yeah. How am I holding back?
He made me fight my own brother. He made me fight my other brother, Steven. He also made me fight El Payaso.
True.
Maybe I am being held back by the BCF. Who knows?
So you don't need the BCF4 anymore. Maybe we don't need the BCF4 altogether. I mean, you guys were brought back. I mean, we knew you guys were finito toward the end of last season, but you guys were brought back. But it seems like it's the same old problems. It's just nothing's changed.
Well, you seen what I've done. You seen
I have
so far.
I did.
You seen what I accomplished. So my answer is as good as yours.
Mikey, what do you think about all this? What do you have to say? Should the BCF4 remain?
Honestly, I don't know because with Mad Jack with his actions and with RTG trying to get Steven to join, there's so much going on in our I'll say family that I don't know right now.
No, wait, this is a family. You know, RTG, you brought this up last month on Sportswire that this isn't how a family operates. You specifically talked about this, and we've seen over the past few weeks in the lead up to the August rush that this don't seem like a cohesive unit. This seems like the complete antithesis of what a family is. Last I checked.
Well, I mean, look at last season. They had a chance to take over BTW, and Mad Jack got pinned and lost. This season, he was BTW television champion, took on Swift, got pinned, lost, threw a hissy fit, took Mikey D's title from him because he has to be a champion. The common denominator is Mad Jack sucks. Okay, he's almost on the pedestal with Chocotos and the Choco Blazer, aka Ron Blase. Now, I will say this about Andre. If I don't get Steven, Andre, you can come join the society, man. You show the most. You show the most out of them.
Wait. This sounds
But
like
I want Steven. Steven is the man in that group. Matt Jack's got his issues. Andre, Steven's 1A. Andre is 1B.
Andre.
Mikey, you need a lot of experience, but you got some balls.
What do you got to say about this?
I mean, it shows. My work shows for itself. I am passionate about everything that I do. I like making.
Sorry. Finish.
It is what it is. Now, as far as August Rush, I got my money on Mikey. I think Mikey could win.
You think
you like throwing away money, huh, Andre? But I will say this. I will say this. Out of the BCF4, I believe you are the only one to beat Chocotos in a one-on-one match.
Hey, Aaron Blaze was the referee for that match. Aaron Blaze is here, and he's obviously saying a few different things, and there's no question, Andre, you got a massive victory, and it did a lot for your career. And I think that's the big question to me is that you should be out there wrestling this Sunday, and whether it's Steven Storm or Mad Jack, maybe you should be the one out there.
Well, I mean, I should be everywhere. I mean,
well, you can't be in every match. I mean, yeah.
Well, every match I am out there. So I mean, but as far as the match with Comatose, you see, I didn't have the BCF boys, so that means I didn't need help. Aaron, on the other hand, I don't know. He was just there.
Yeah, listen, I mean that's certainly a separate situation, and obviously the tag team match. And I do want to clarify that Swift and Alex Ryder is the first ever lumberjack match. But what I will also say coming up is that we will see the BCF4 defend those tag team championships, and we will see again. Really excited to see what happens here on this match, and obviously the match we've been talking about is the one and only RTG baby against Mikey D, and the BCF4 is banned. That doesn't mean that we won't see the Northwest Society, because we can certainly see them and they can see us. And the stipulation is also this: if Mikey D wins, not only does he end the career of RTGs, he wins the Continental Championship, but also gets an opportunity to get the one and only Swift, who certainly is one of the most impressive out there. Let me get to a few more comments before I give you guys an opportunity to say a few words. Dalton Skull might not be wrestling next year, but that don't mean he doesn't have cards up his sleeve. Names like Drake Steele, man, we saw him in the ring. Austin Edwards, wait a minute. That guy James Taylor, I heard of him. I definitely heard of him. Pogo, Okami Skull, we know him. He's in the family. And Blade says he'll be more sadistic and dangerous before. Who knows where that could end up. And I'm glad you're excited, Storm. Shame I can't say the same. Steven Storm is always certainly excited, but who knows? No matter what happens Sunday, my point still stands. Nobody with a fully functional brain cares, because the kid has to follow through, and he won't, no matter how many promos he cuts. I think we know who he's referring to. Hello to the beast mode, Andre Xavier himself. Andre Xavier does have a win over Comatose, while we here at BTW Management thinks Andre is a fantastic wrestler. There was a bit of, tomfoolery, if you will. We kind of alluded to that. El Basico and El Payaso was a very interesting team, both debuting last season. But Biasico was on a bit of a tear for, yes, he was. And if two masked men can pull off an upset. Well, I guess, gentlemen, for the BCF4, before I do get to my topic, because I have a first-time ever guest here coming up in a couple minutes, and I got to get to them. But let's say, if it's Steven Storm and Mad Jack lose those championships to two masked men, I mean, shouldn't they? What would the point of even be in a group alongside them? Wouldn't you guys agree?
Mikey?
Oh, damn! You gonna put me on the spot?
Ooh.
Well, I guess if they lose the titles to some jobbers, then I don't know what to say.
And you would want that RTG if you talk about Steven Storm, but if he loses to two masked men, you'd want that in the Northwest Society?
Look, I see the potential in Steven Storm, and I can turn him into. You see how dominant Blackout is.
Gabriel James is.
Let me get a hold of Steven Storm.
But this
Let me get a hold of Steven Storm, and you will see no one more dominant in BTW.
You may be the general manager of one of the premier companies in our circuit, but that, even for me, is a lot to swallow, and I have trouble swallowing on one side of my mouth at the moment. There you go. The match that won't happen. Wild in the chat. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Aaron. Will definitely. Sorry on me. My bad. All good. Must be ripple effect. Okay. All right. I got all that. Look, people tune in for what they want. Every show is different. But you guys have anything that you want to say directly to each other, or anything you want to say before I bring on our next guest? I'll probably bring you back on at the end, by the way, just to say. If you want to save it, I can bring you back on.
Well, RTG, just be prepared to be the fight of your life on Sunday.
I'm prepared.
It should be a lot early. It's not that late where you are. You're yawning. It's only 9 o'clock your time.
Yeah, because I'm bored of him, that's me being prepared, because it's going to get in. He's going to get hit. He's going to fall down. I'm going to splash him 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Andre,
he thinks that. He really thinks that.
Well, I guess we're going to have to find out here coming up. But Andre, you have anything that you'd like to say, or any final words about what's ahead?
I mean, a spade is a spade. You see, RTG has to do everything in his power to keep us away so he can beat Mikey. If he has us in the corner, he can't beat Mikey. So he's doing everything he can to beat Mikey. by keeping us away.
I'm playing chess. You're playing checkers.
So what you're saying, before we go though, you're saying that really that RTG knows he can't beat Mikey D one-on-one in a fair match, so he has to divide and conquer you guys to make sure that the streak continues.
Yep.
Okay, well that's a clever way to put it, and that's listen. RTG always says he's playing chess rather than checkers, and that's something we'll have to stay tuned for. But we'll go ahead.
Nope.
Well, we'll see, Mikey. Obviously, I'm sure that's something you may ponder. But I would even say, listen, the BCF4 were out there in your match with RJS, and how did that end up? So maybe in a way, this could backfire on RTG. I did make that point about 10 minutes ago, so we'll certainly see. But fellas, maybe I'll bring you guys back on toward the end. We'll see how it goes, and we'll certainly see. I'll be watching as everyone else will be, and good luck, and we'll see if we'll do this dance next month, and we'll see what the future is of the BCF4, and if RTG is going to continue his in-ring career. Who knows?
Well, I mean, if I do lose, Mikey will have done something that nobody else has done. That's retire me and also be the first person in 1 year to beat me.
Which I will.
The correct word was
Because I won the Continental title at August Rush last year. So
the correct words you was looking for. RTG is win. Mikey wins, not if. It's win.
when Mikey wins will be when he's facing like one of the Wolverine brothers or something. He ain't beating me and he ain't beating Swift.
Ooh, well, you know what? Time will certainly tell. We will be finding it out coming up this Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see if I bring you guys back on before then. But, fellas, thank you so much. And I'll be watching. I know we'll do this dance regardless next month. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, RTG, baby. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this one because for the first time, he is here. And we're going to certainly level up because we are joined by the reigning, defending CBW World Mega Champion himself, a man that is certainly mega in look and a man that certainly has a mega-sized task on his hand coming up in a match he is wanted. And it's not just about winning. It's not just about retaining his championship. And I'm going to introduce the world to the man, the myth, the one and only CBW World Mega Champion, Jacob Effin Wayne. My friend, nice to have you on here tonight and set the tables for us about what we can expect between you and the guy that you want to kill, the Sunsetter RJS.
Well, thank you for having me on. I very much appreciate the invite. However, I'm going to be honest with you. That was a wonderful and very kind introduction. And I'm going to show you kindness, my friend, by being honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't want to come today. I didn't want to come tonight. I didn't want to come to your wonderful show today. And I'm going to tell you why.
Go for it.
Because I'm here because management forced me to be here to obviously promote this match, which would help the fans, which would help the video. I don't care. If you've been following the program, you know that I am here because I want vengeance against the fans who abandoned me and my YouTube channel just over a year ago. So I am here to hurt people and injure people. The fans' favorites. And who's the fans' favorite right now? The Sunsetter RJS. And I'm going to kill him, hurt him, injure him, whatever I can do. And the best way to do that is to hit him with the one-winged angel, but not just any. Jacob Wayne's one-winged angel. You want to know something? What? Nobody's ever kicked out of my one-winged angel. The list as follows of men who have never kicked out. Trey Savior, former WCEF World Champion. Ace and Apollo Blade, former WCEF World Champions. Kamikaze, William R. Barker, former CBW World Champions. Swift, BES, hell, even RJS, all former BTW World Champions, and none of them were able to fucking kick out of the one-winged angel. So you really think that RJS is going to be able to kick out of that. I've never even hit him with it in a real ring. I took out his brother like a couple events ago with the one-winged angel.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a one-sided match where you hit your one-winged angel, and there's no question you've had an impressive run throughout your career. You're back here. So really, this isn't just about winning and winning championships. You even said it yourself. This isn't about championships. This isn't about anything. It's more or less about the fans that deserted you. And why are you so upset about that? And what will you do by defeating RJS in also one-sided fashion? What will that do with the fans? Because what's done is done in CBW. And talk more about that.
Let me explain something to you. You've been a very nice guy, so I'm going to explain to you this in a very respectful manner. I pride myself on CBW not because of the subscriber count or the view count, but by the growth. I believe, actually, we were the fastest growing YouTube channel in that amount of time period. Ever, actually. So, William R. Barker, a former CBW wrestler, was the CBW World Champion. I was the CBW World YouTube Champion. So we made a big giant agreement to merge the world titles in our final video and to crown a big world mega champion, which I won, of course, in front of a live crowd, in front of multiple family and friends, in a crowd of over 20, 30 people. And I did that, but we could have done what all the other backyard wrestling channels do and just let the channel sit. And I figured, why do that? Because I built the channel up so much. We all did. Why are we just going to let it sit? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, the channel did end. We all stopped. I became the World Mega Champion. So I decided, you know what? As the great CBW World Mega Champion I am going to post gym and fitness content to inspire people to go in the gym, to work on their physical health. And you all know the views that those videos have gotten? Nothing. I'm gonna be honest. It fell off. I fell off. It wasn't because of my subscriber count. It's because the views weren't there. The tag, the video, the same. Everything is the same. The fans abandoned me. I wondered, why is that? Why? They were fans of me and us and all the CBW guys who still film videos with me today. It's because they went somewhere. And where did they go? They went to BTW. So I decided I can cut multiple stones. I decided, you know what?
Wow.
I won this. I can defend this title multiple times and be the fighting champion, because if you count the YouTube title reign, I've held this championship, the World Mega Champion, technically for about a year and a half, 2 years.
About 500 days.
Almost, yeah. So I get to defend this title, and not only that, I get to get my reps in. I've had pro training, and I'd love to use that and, you know, get to get my wrestling out there. And also get revenge on the fans. And there's no other way to do that. They weren't watching me because they were watching RJS. They were watching Steven Storm, Andre Xavier, BES, even Aaron Blaze. And guess what? I had matches with all of them. I took out all of them. I may have not hurt them or injured them on a scale I wanted, but they were still out for weeks. They still had marks, and it still affected the way that they performed for the rest of the season. And I cost BTW fans their favorites and matches that potentially could have been 5 stars. So I am happy.
So what you're telling me right now, and anybody that's watching this, is that what you want to do to BTW is the same thing that happened to CBW.
I don't want to do the same thing I did to CBW. I want the channel to still survive, but I want it to be a mediocrity, just like what my channel has become. I'm going to completely murder all of those wrestlers and injure them, make their matches sloppy, and then maybe the fans will unsub to BTW and come back to me. I am not saying I want the destruction of BTW. I want them to continue. I'm not advocating for that at all.
To continue, but you don't want BTW in its present phase. And you talked about some of those names. Steven Storm has been a staple here in BTW. You talked about Aaron Blaze. We saw what you did to him recently. BES, obviously, we saw that there. And you mentioned the man, RJS. So really, to me, after what I've heard you say for the first 5 or 6 minutes of this, is that it's not about wins and losses. It's not about coming here and proving a point. So RJS has no chance. I mean, looking at you, right? Look at it. We're seeing you on the screen, right? We're seeing a man that looks the way you are. And there's RJS, and I mean, they call him the sunsetter, and I'm looking at you, sir, and you're going to certainly sunset on him and maybe all those BTW fans. So to me, maybe RJS shouldn't show up here coming up this Sunday.
Oh, no. He will. He should.
You think
He
so?
thinks it's going to be a walk in the park. So I took out Blaze, Andre, Steven, all these people, minorly injure them, hurt them, affect them for the rest of the season. I decided to go after RGS because I wanted a challenge. I wanted to call out the top name in BTW, and I'm man enough to admit that. RGS is the top man. And I did, but I made a mistake. I made a mistake because I took it easy on him when we had that match last pay-per-view because he pulled double duty. So I took it easy on him and everything was all great, but here's the thing. I'm not going to take it easy on him again because he embarrassed me. He got a fluke win that should have never happened. Again, and you are correct, sir, I do not care about wins. I care about hurting people. And RJS, I told you on the event, I wanted him 100%. I'm going to go 100%. I'm going to murder him. I'm going to injure him. And the best way to do that is to hit him with the one-winged angel, a move that's never been kicked out of. And if you see what I did to BES, his brother.
Here, that's your most recent action here a couple weeks ago on BTW TV. Please hit the sub button for BTW. But I mean, we're seeing you in a ring here in BTW, and BES is the coolest guy out there, and he's the guy that does all this high-flying acrobatic stuff, and what you did to him is you basically pummeled him. You pummeled him, and, you know, Aaron Blaze is here, and obviously Aaron Blaze is a man that a lot of people know in the backyard circuit. We saw what you did to him. You mentioned Steven Storm. He's been a name around the block, and all these different guys. You mentioned Swift, and certainly Swift's in the first ever lumberjack match here in BTW. And really what this all tells me is basically what you've done to those guys, that RJS has got no chance here coming up this Sunday.
Sir. I am undefeated this year, excluding the fluke barely win that RJS got last pay-per-view. I am undefeated, and I've injured everybody, including his brother. And also, I'm going to make a claim. If anybody watching this is going to clip anything, clip this right here. It doesn't matter if it's RJS. It doesn't matter if it's Comatose, Swift, hell, even Aaron Blaze. I promise something. Before the season ends, win, lose, or draw, I will permanently make sure a wrestler never, ever returns and comes back to BTW ever again. Whether that be RJS this match coming up this Sunday, or whether it be in a pay-per-view in the next couple months, before the season ends, one wrestler, any wrestler, I will take out permanently one wrestler from BTW for good. That doesn't mean I'm not going to injure RJS and anyone else I get in the ring with. I will. But that is the goal, sir. And that will happen before the season ends. And you can clip that.
Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Certainly Jacob effing Wayne is coming out swinging. And he just said, let me repeat, that one wrestler, at the very least, in the BTW roster, when they all say they're born to wrestle here, well, according to Jacob effing Wayne, when he gets their hands on them, they're not going to be born to wrestle much longer. They're going to be born to be on the shelf. And that's going to be not a spoiler. That's going to be a fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jacob effing Wayne has come here to Sportswire Radio. He has come to the platform in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. And he is saying, listen, there's no fun and games. I don't want to be here. I'm not here for championships in BTW. I'm here. I'm going to get my rematch. I'm going to get my victory over RJS, and I'm going to not only sunset him and anybody else that gets in my way, I'm going to sunset potentially on their in-ring work here in BTW, and that is a fact. And that's certainly a reason why you want to hit the sub button for BTW here. And definitely it's got a lot of people off guard. And again, the track record speaks for itself. And look at this man, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the size of this guy. You know, a lot of people come on the Sportswire Radio, and I've had Rhino on here. I've had Savio Vega. I've had Vito Fratelli, who's in the PWI 500. I've had a lot of guys come on here. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What you are seeing here in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit, this is a man that is not playing around. This is a man that is not here for fun. This is a man that's not just here to be on YouTube. This is a man that is here to do this for a living. This is a man that is here to do this to be serious. This is a man that is here to prove a point. This is the man that you would call the definition of a machine. As a matter of fact, the definition of a fighting, killing machine, a cyborg, if you want to call it, a Terminator, whatever you want to call that definition of a machine, a killing machine, a fighting machine, a super fighting machine. This is what Jacob effing Wayne is. And that's what RJS is facing coming up here less than 48 hours now. Look at this man. Look at the size of this man. Look at his in-ring ability. Look at this. A lot of people come on here and they can't do what this man is doing. And I mean, from what you're saying, what we're watching, I mean, RJS, I still say it. I mean, he may have beat you last month, but you seem to be a man possessed and you're not human. You're definitely, you're like the dentist that put a shotgun in my mouth on Wednesday. And the only difference is you're not Russ, you're not the dentist. And RJS has got to get you with no numbness and no any antibiotics in his brain. Maybe he'd like
well,
them.
thank you. Thank you, sir. That means a lot for all those compliments. I really appreciate that, sir. And, you know, all respect to Rhino, Savio Vega. They are legends. I love them. I respect them. But it's almost like what Drew McIntyre said on Impulsive like a week or two ago. I try my best to look like a wrestler. I try my best to perform like a wrestler. You know, I do think that wrestlers in general need to go to the gym, start bodybuilding or doing something because, well, you know, we are putting other wrestlers' lives on the line and, you know, we have to look the part and be the part. And I do my best. I don't label myself as a bodybuilder, but I guess you could say I am. I'm in the gym 7 days a week, no rest. And I train the hardest I can because, of course, I will like to be wrestling and defending this title. And I can't do that if I weigh 50 pounds like BES does or 500 pounds like all of your favorites. So thank you for all the compliments, sir. And I'm just going to add one more thing really quick. Because RJS, look, and that win that you say, it was a fluke, okay? I was going easy, and RJS got lucky hitting me with 2 fairy tale endings. That should have never happened. And they happened, but that's all in the past. It was a fluke win. RJS has beaten me multiple times in the past. I've beaten him multiple times in the past. This will be a great match for the viewers. However, it's going to be his death and demolishment. And he will never take this match because he knows he can't beat me at 100%. And that's why I put this on the line. The CBW World Mega Championship. RJS is a former CBW World Champion, by the way, as well.
I know.
So he will never, ever even think of rematching me if I didn't put this on the line. And this is my prized possession. I've held this for almost 2 years. I built that channel on my back since I was a child. And you really think I'm going to let RJS take this from me? You think I'm going to let anyone take this from me? Never in a million years. I'm going to injure him. I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to hit him with the unkick out of a one-winged angel. I'm going to defend my CBW World Mega Championship. And he will be gone for the rest of the season. And even if he's not, someone else will. I promise you that.
I know you're a busy man. I know you have had enough time here. So I want to give you the opportunity. Do you have any final words for RJ? Because I know he's out there. I know that RJS is watch the sunset where he is right now in Roseburg, Oregon. And if you had any final words for RJS, what would they be?
I will never, ever let anyone else hold the CBW World Mega Championship. This is my prized possession. I'm only putting on the line to bait you. And guess what? It worked. I'm going to fight you at the next pay-per-view. I'm going 100%. I'm not going to go easy on you, man. Seriously. There's no better way to get revenge on the fans than injuring you. Because the fans love you. They left my channel. That's all fitness content because I wanted to help you fat fucks losing weight. And all of you left to go to BTW. All of you left to go to BTW. All of you abandoned me. You all aren't real fans. And I'm going to prove that when I injure RJS. I'm going to injure him and hurt him, and I'm going to pin him on the mat with the unkick-outable one-winged angel. I'm going to defend my CBW World Mega Championship one more time, and you are all going to thank me for it. All the views are going to come my way. All the subs are going to come my way. RJS, BTW, I'm coming for you and all of your subs.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, very strong words here from Jacob effing Wayne. That is why he is the CBW World Mega Champion. That's right, World Mega Champion. And that's why if you'd like to give him a sub, go out there and give him a sub. A very memorable debut here. Not too often I can say that, a memorable debut here on Sportswire Radio. And I've had on the guys that are the definition of the prime time. I've had on the heavy metal legends, and this guy definitely showed that he has arrived on Sportswire Radio, and this is a platform he belongs on. Whether he wants to be here or not, that's a question for a different place in a different time. But you can watch him here coming up this Sunday here at BTW's August Rush in a rematch against RJS. You can hit the sub button for him, and if you want to go out there and maybe look half of what this man has done, you can go and get some tips from him and watch his videos, boost his views up, give him a sub. He's on Instagram as well. Check out his pages there. You could see some of the different content, and I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about him. And definitely looking forward to watching the match. Definitely looking forward to seeing you do more, whether it's in the wrestling ring or in the gym, and maybe on this platform if you have some time. But thank you very much, and we'll definitely clip that later on when we're off the air. And I'm looking forward to it, and thank you very much for your time, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
You have a good one. We'll see you. That is Jacob effing Wayne, who had plenty to say here. Definitely the one and only reigning defending CBW World Mega Champion. But we're not done here tonight, because you know that he wants something to say, because he is in the main event, and it wouldn't be a night here, especially when it comes to BTW August Rush pre-show coverage with Comatose. And there we go. I almost thought maybe you were going to change your mind after what Jacob effing Wayne had to say, or the BCF4 at RTG, but it's your time, champ, and you have arrived, and, well, you wanted it, you got it. We're less than 48 hours away, and set the tables for us and what we can finally expect about a match we've been talking about pretty much here for the better part of 9 months.
Everybody, lean in a little bit. Psst. I see dead people. Ladies and gentlemen, on August 31st, Comatose breaks the internet. And it's going to be one hell of a headline. Because, ladies and gentlemen, who am I dealing with here? I am dealing with a man who is respected by masses, a man who is respected by many of his peers. That would be Aaron Blaze. That's who I wanted to face. But, ladies and gentlemen, who I am going to be facing at August Rush is not Aaron Blaze. I'm going to be facing Eamon. I'm going to be facing Eamon.
Who's Eamon, though?
And I don't like, and I don't like him. I don't like this certain individual. I don't like him because he's a guy that has done the one thing in wrestling that you're never supposed to do. You're never supposed to believe in your own goddamn hype. Because, ladies and gentlemen, after I am done with Mr. Eamon Blaze, what you are going to witness is this, is that everything he has ever claimed to be has been nothing short of smoke and fucking mirrors. Now, I'm sorry. I'm a little heated.
That's okay. Jacob Wayne did it, and I caught it, so it's that evening. I get it. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pull a line from one of my greatest rivals in the yard, and someone that this man has a poster of on his wall, not even on his wall, on his ceiling, positioned perfectly so he can throw at it when he wakes up. We know damn well how obsessed you are with that man. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen if you don't follow through? We've been asking all these questions about how to follow through. He has much more to lose here. He also has more to gain here. He talks a lot. You want to know who else talks a lot? You. You talk a lot. And if you don't perform, and I'm not talking about just winning, I'm talking about performing. If you do not perform, the obituaries, what are you headlining? Your own tombstone? What is the headline that everyone needs to see? What is so groundbreaking about a unlovable chia pet wannabe looking ass motherfucker? What is so interesting about you that you have the gall to try to go anywhere near trying to downplay people and trying to be a little snake? Yeah, buddy, I'm on that time. I'm on that time. And I can't wait to see you at August 31st, because whether you like it or not, you have a lot more to lose than you think you do.
What do you mean by that? That he has more to lose than you? I mean, you talked about on here that you're pulling double duty that day.
I am pulling double duty that day.
So
And
why
here is why.
Okay.
Because if I'm nowhere near your damn level, if this is such an insult for you to even be in this scene, for you to even have to fight me, then shouldn't you win? Shouldn't it be easy? Shouldn't this just be another day in the life of Aaron Blaze? Or will this just show that Aaron Blaze is just living in what he used to be? Because truly, he's just a shell of his former self. The true Aaron Blaze died last year. And I'm going to show the world.
So you're going to show people that Aaron Blaze died last year. You talked about that Aaron Blaze had 4 years to do all these different things. You talked about
the real one. Oh, the real Aaron Blaze died last year.
And you talked about, again, 4 years that you left. He had the opportunity to do all these different things. And you talked about what you've done in the last year.
Yeah, the real Aaron Blaze died last year.
Okay, and why
the
do
real
you say
Aaron
that?
Blaze absolutely standing on business. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, off of basically nothing. And what did I do? I ran through the absolute very best, and I grabbed the attention of the community by the balls of some of the very best, something that Aaron Blaze very, very proudly brags about having to work his ass off for all of his career. And he's calling me jealous. No, buddy, you're jealous that I can just come back in the snap of my finger and take the headline from you. And there's nothing you can do about it. I've been doing this since you've been looking up to people like me. And it's just going to be another damn year and another damn dream match that Comatose proves himself in.
You know, we talked earlier during the show about your match with Andre Xavier, where Mr. Blaze was the referee. And Andre Xavier got the biggest win of his career. And it's a victory that we talked about for at least 10 or 15 minutes on here. And that's that's got to really make you upset because, well, the referee of that match was Aaron Blaze. And that's quite a way to get under your skin coming up here this Sunday. That could work against you. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are this. Firstly, let me get this out of the way. I do want to congratulate Andre Xavier because I just want to say this. I have noticed your talent. I don't talk about you much, but there's a very good reason for that. Because usually if I'm talking about you, it's because I think you suck. And I don't think you suck. I actually think you have the potential to be a world heavyweight champion one day. But that victory wasn't clean. Of course, you got a 1-count victory over me because some biased dude in a referee shirt got a little heated that he poked the bear too much and the bear hit back.
We got the footage here for the audience this past week on BTW TV, and we could see it all unfold. And then obviously management had mentioned it, but I mean, this is going into your match, and you did let maybe the worst of you come out. And if this same thing happens this Sunday, I mean, the headline will be that Aaron Blaze beats Comatose. I mean, so
it will. And it not only will it be that, but it will be that I don't win anything on Sunday. Because as everyone knows, I got a lot of stuff going on Sunday and Monday.
You got double duty. And RTG talks about it all the time. You haven't won a match that's mattered. And a lot of people, you talked about Aaron Blaze having more to prove, and he died last year. But this is a match you've talked about wanting to be the GOAT of BYW, the King of the West. You've talked about your mark and the way things have kind of shaken in the backyard wrestling circuit, that you want to be the man. And if you lose here, and you also not only lose, but you lose a championship you've held dearly, you've held proudly for all this time, and that'll be the headline, that RTG was right, and maybe others were what we're seeing right there, and the best got out of you, and you're not the GOAT of BYW.
That would more than likely be the end of that story, and the end of even the conversation. But I think everyone forgets that what makes not being cocky, but I think everyone needs to pay attention a little bit more to my history. Because what have I made a living out of? I've made a living out of defying the odds. I've made a living out of taking the doubt that people have in their mind about me and turning it into something golden. Because that's just what I do. I come into a situation that looks like there is no escape from, and I make the best out of it. I do it better than anyone possibly could. That's what I do. I am the King of the West, not given to myself. Not given to me by BTW. Not given to me even by my own family, by the fans. And you want to know why? Because kings rise above adversity. And that's what I've been doing for almost 10 years of my life, personally and professionally. And I have enough confidence in myself throughout everything that I have ever been through that I will walk out Sunday with not just one victory, but both victories for the Interpromotional Championship. And that is not a threat. That is a spoiler.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, there is no question that this could be a career-defining night for you. You are pulling double duty in two places, but I'll say this right now, between you and Aaron Blaze, and this is me objectively speaking, there is definitely Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels vibes to this. There is no question that the two of you won't be exchanging Christmas cards. I'm pretty sure later this year, there's no question he feels one way, you feel the other, and it's all going to come to a head here this Sunday in the main event of BTW's August Rush. And listen, there's a lot of people out there that have said, listen, Aaron Blaze, he's come here to BTW and he proved a point. He came here when a lot of people didn't think that they would want to come here to a company this far, and he traveled the farthest anybody ever has to come to BTW. But listen, you brought it up. It's been a 4-year layoff. We talked a lot about last year. You made quite a comeback in the backyard wrestling circuit. You came here. You proved you can hang. You had beat victory after victory over guys. We talked about your feud with RJS last year. You know, you brought up Swift. You know, a lot of guys you were in there with, and you showed you could hang. But you won the Rumble this year. And you didn't win the big one. That was the whole thing about winning the BTW championship. And you came close, but no cigar. And RTG, and you know, he took the Continental Championship from you. And you had, you had a lot. You had 3 championships at one point. The first guy to come on here with 3 major championships simultaneously. But if you don't beat Aaron Blaze, I mean, a lot of people are gonna say
it's not
comatose.
even square one.
Back to square one, and that's kind of been your year. Listen,
not even square one. I couldn't even call it that.
Listen, I said it last month, and you guys have had quite a war of words on BTW TV throughout season 7, episode 159, 160, 161, 152, all the back and forth. But really, you guys have both kind of had similar paths to get to this moment. But you say he's got more to lose, but at the end of the day, people are going to say Dumatos, Chokatos, and he's not the GOAT. If you've talked about destiny. You've talked about those things, and we know that you can't get a BTW championship anytime soon. This is the next best thing for you, is to beat Aaron Blaze and to create that headline. And, I mean, that's just what it comes down to. We'll have to find out. I mean, you're a busy man. You got promo wrestling, TPW coverages, back on Sportswire soon. Obviously, the Change of Fortune champion. You've got your own title here. You're in a lot of different other places. But listen, all this talk that started here, and you know, we've seen Instagram, the different stuff. It's definitely real out there. Definitely, like I said, there's some Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels vibes to this. I'm not getting in the middle of this, but before we sign off, I mean, this is what you wanted. This is what a lot of people in the wrestling world, at least in our community, have wanted to see, and we're going to see what you got. And, I mean, at the end of the day, Aaron Blaze, the headline will be whether he wins or loses. He's still Aaron Blaze. He's got the name. He's got people here that tune in. They watch him. He's a part of other places. He'll go back to the ring. And Comatose is great, but I think the headline is really about what you do. This is a career-defining night for you.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And you are right. If I lose, that's it. All the hype is gone. The wave I've been riding is gone. It is gone. That is for sure. And I'm not going to downplay that is a possibility after I've put myself into this pickle. Absolutely. There is no question about that.
It's the main event too, by the way. This is the main event. So it's not like you guys are, you know, third on the card, and that's all great. Listen, we love every match on the card, and there's no doubt that everybody should watch every match, but there's going to be more eyes on this prize that what we're seeing here for the first time ever, and it might be the only time. Who really knows? I mean, nobody really knows what the future holds at this point. I mean, listen, there's drama here. I mean, there's drama, and we've seen a lot of drama unfold in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit, unfortunately, of late. We've seen the whole thing with ROBW and Jason Storm. You know, there's drama out there with James Taylor and IMF. I'm not taking sides. I'm not getting in the middle of anything. But, you know, there is drama out there. And that's, you know, part of life. And you know, we just want to give everybody opportunities. But, you know, that's just what this comes down to, is that this is a main event. There's going to be a lot of eyes on the prize. And, I mean, we'll see what you do in a main event. In a match like this. RJS was one thing, but this is another.
Oh, yeah. This is another. This is another, for sure. This is another pickle I've gotten myself into, for sure. But, as much as there is a lot of doubt in people's head, I must be crazy enough to be trying the same thing over and over and over again. Just trying to get these big wins to cement myself. And you know what? maybe the confidence I have in myself is enough, and it's all I need. Everyone's going to see
man.
a
Listen,
very close attention to this match. You will all see.
I mean, that's the point. That's what we want people to do that. And the way you can do that is by going to BTW's YouTube page. You can watch the show. You can watch this and almost anything else that BTW has to offer. That'll be at 6 o'clock Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to follow BTW, go follow BTW. And if you want to follow Comatose, he's on Instagram. And listen, you got a mixed crowd, man. I mean, listen, Blade's in the house. Blade's got your back. But, guys like Jason Parker and Abram Storm and, they're Aaron Blaze a lot because a lot of people know Aaron Blaze. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. And, he's on his side. Mama Comatose is here. Shout out to Mama Comatose. Thank you, Mama Comatose. Haven't seen her here. And, before we get to final words, Jacob Wayne is all sorts of fired up. Yeah, I mean, listen. Jacob Wayne showed up here. Let me tell you something. He must have borrowed something from you. That's what it sounded like to me. And, people have opinions, and opinions should always be a view of judgment, not based on facts of knowledge. Yeah. How do I sound now? Well, listen, I had a shotgun literally go off my mouth. So I had dental surgery, and that was like 10 Jacob Waynes being put in my mouth. But listen, I'm here, and hello to Pro Wrestling Footstop. Follow them on YouTube and Instagram. And, there's people that are fans of you, but they know Aaron. They know him, and he's been here many times like you.
And there is no love lost over people that want to vote and want to root for Aaron Blaze because
you're going to be, listen, to the general non-BTW fan, there's going to be more pro Aaron Blaze. I mean, the reality of it is that there's going to be guys that they know him because of the name. They're going to be, he's come to your environment, but his fans and maybe people that tune in here, they're going to be more leaning to Aaron Blaze. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I mean, but there'll be people, I'm sure, outside of BTW that'll be Team Comatose. I mean, that's just, there's going to be people that pick sides. And, hell of a show tonight. There's, Jacob Wayne came here and added things. Mikey D had no problems with his connection. That was great. And this may be the best BTW show on Sportswire. Yeah, that's what it is. Listen, there's going to be matches. And, listen, I mean, Aaron Blaze has definitely fought a lot of big names, Jack Delta, Jason Storm, who just wrestled in the TWF yesterday, certainly surprised a lot of people. JX, another guy I know very well, IMF, ROEW, OMW, CJ Black, he's been in the ring with. He hasn't wrestled him, but he's been in the ring with him. Jake Kep, yes. Ace Christian, he's been in the ring with Ace Christian. Hasn't wrestled him in a match, but he's been in the ring with him. Yes, that guy, the other guy, yep, he's been in the ring with him. But I agree with you. Listen, there's no question that this is a match that a lot of people have, yes, and I corrected that. James Taylor, another man watching this, he's certainly watching closely, and the King of the West versus the Tyrant King. I did before I go, and I was going to do an hour, but you know what? We had a lot of people talk tonight, and I'm just going to, if I get the dry socket, God bless America. But, I heard Dalton Sculta, Dalton, he talked about his guys showing up, and he talked about James Taylor coming up west. You want to see him come west? I mean, obviously, we're going to see you watch Aaron, but, James Taylor's going to Mississippi in a couple weeks, and maybe he can make a trip to Oregon next year.
James Taylor in any fashion is a match that I want and need in my career. Absolutely. Now, whether that's in a ring or whether that's on the stick,
you could do that too. He was in TPW.
It's up to you. Because I also know you're good friends with your buddy Nathaniel Rage.
Oh, yeah, you got some issues with him. Yeah. I know that. Nathaniel Rage.
I'm also in Nathaniel Rage's promo company now.
Yes, you are. I did see the House of Rage Productions. I did see that, yes.
Maybe this could become a reality one day.
Well, I tell you what, a lot of people, and listen, I heard a lot about that. Listen, I had a fantastic conversation with Dalton Skull, and we were talking about BYCW, and Dalton's back on Sportswire in a couple of weeks, and now the BYCW guys may want to travel west, and that was a great conversation. Talked a lot about James Taylor, and who knows what the future brings, and when you want actual views, hit him up. Yeah, well, he's been here, and I'm sure he'll be back. And you can have all. I can't. I just moved it up here. I can't read. You can have all kinds of success and still be driven by greed and jealousy. You got this, bro. Hello. Nobody is jealous. Frosty boy. Trust and believe. Okay. I thought Blaze was supposed to believe in his hype. Successes perchance giving too much credit. As time and time again, you may simply go places, but in what way, shape, or form could you string along the word success? That's his words. If you have any type of match with the nemesis, nobody will care or remember anything about you and Aaron Blaze. That's James Taylor's words. That's his words.
Could be a very big possibility.
Headline Aaron Blaze, don't talk about CJ Black. I'm done with that in RWW2. Well, we're here with BTW tonight. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll let that process sort itself out. And I'm not Frost. That man no longer exists. And what's the drama between you and IMF? Well, you've watched Sportswire in the past. You can certainly ask them about it. All right. Obviously, we talked a lot. I do want to give BTW something before I get to it. But give me final words about what we're going to see Sunday night.
Sunday night, you are going to see David go against Goliath. You are going to see what seems like an impossible task for one man to accomplish. Let me just go in order. I have AJ Storm. I have Jack the Jawbreaker. I have my brother Alex Ryder and Aaron Blaze. And you know what, guys? Maybe this is too much. Maybe this is something that I can't overcome. And that would definitely suck for me. And that would definitely suck for the mission that I am trying to build. But that's if. And there's a lot of things that can happen with the word if. And I'm not going to say if. I'm going to say when. Tom, when I come back here on Sportswire, you will see me with this interpromotional championship on my shoulder again. And I promise you that.
Well, we're going to certainly find out, and time will tell. And if you want to follow Comatose, you can check him out on Instagram. You can follow BTW on Instagram. You can follow them on YouTube, is where you can watch the show. They're also on TikTok. And also, I want to get to these final words. I would believe my own hype, too, for accomplishing so much in half a decade. Just saying, he put if. I see the correction. And I learned how to be a better wrestler and learn stories and character that matters. Not putting together random matches and making your friends look good and make real stars look like trash. Those are his words. And also, yes, follow Comatose on Instagram. Also, showcases, no matter where I go, I bring the community together in any kind of environment and make these dream matches happen for the fans and to improve. Sorry I am, and nobody cared when you did. Yeah, that's what I think he's directing that toward you. But okay, I got that. So obviously, we'll certainly let the talking. I think I got the point. I got the talking, and well, he just left. But also, CJ Black is awesome. Yeah, he's a great wrestler. I mean, listen, that there's people that they like certain things, and that's that. But I'm gonna bring RTG back on here because RTG, before we go. Since Comatose signed off, maybe he'll come back on. I did want to present BTW with this. That is BTW Day, yes. And that we'll give to the guys when we're off the air. And I'm sure we'll see Comatose come back again. If not, we'll see him after August 31st. People linger on anger and resentment for far too long. You sure do have your reasons to not care, but everyone involved puts a lot of time and effort into not caring. Yeah, truth is a hard truth to swallow. I have a hard time swallowing at the moment, so I'm going to certainly say that may be true, and I'm never angry. I'm bored. Okay, great. You have any final words tonight? Anything you want to say? Because I'm giving you the last word.
Yeah, just everybody come join on Sunday. Come and watch us. Enjoy yourselves and watching banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. Come and watch AA Ron Blase, uh, the cheap or the choke blazer versus Chocotos or Comatose, whatever, in our main event of that. And I just want to make a prediction on that match. I think I'm gonna have to go with the choke blazer, and the only reason I'm picking the choke blazer in that match is because he's done something that Chocotos hasn't, and that's beat Blackout clean. So,
Well, that's like you picking the Rams over the 49ers, I guess, huh?
well, that would never happen. But
well, in this case, you're picking Aaron Blaze over Comatose, and yes,
yeah, well,
the Blackout, yes.
But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he lost either. So, but Mikey D, you're going down, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to take the BCF over the LMW in the tag team match.
Well, you want Steven Storm in your faction, so obviously that would make sense. I mean, you don't want to take a loser.
No, but and then I'm Swift in the lumberjack match there. He should destroy.
Yep.
Yeah, he should destroy Alex Ryder, no problem. And then, of course, I am going to go with RJS over Jacob Effin Wayne.
Well, Jacob
mostly because
very impressive tonight. I got to tell you, he was very impressive though tonight coming on here. I got to tell you, he definitely made a statement.
And I just come out. It's going to be a big night. I'm going to continue on my working on 2-year reign as Continental Champion after I put Mikey D down. And, like I said, it's banger, 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 banger all night long. And you guys are going to enjoy. And, we are the best in the yard, no matter what some people in the chat want to say.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to definitely tell people to support BTW and hit the follow and sub buttons for them. And I'll let people determine what is the best, but I like to support everybody. And I will have Aaron Blaze's company here Sunday night with Magnum Carter. It's his birthday. So I like to give everybody an opportunity. That includes today, which will now be Saturday. I have the legendary Rad Dad Radley Belmont here from the GBYW, and he's their champion. He's also the champion for Matt Pro Wrestling, and he also holds tag team championships in Pure Vanguard Wrestling. So we'll be certainly looking forward to that. But please support BTW on all their platforms. And the Rams are a great team, but RTG is a 49ers fan. That's why I referenced that. Thank you, Jason.
That's right.
And seems not to be busy to make a big deal out of something you seemingly have no care over. Maybe if you put as much time into not caring, the past simply wouldn't be brought up like it has been. Well, look, it is what it is. And yeah, Rad Dad's here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Very excited about Rad Dad. He's wrestling guy Angel Santiago for the TF Crew YouTube Championship. They've had quite a feud for the past year. It's really one of the most exciting matches I'm going to get a chance to talk about. And Angel's here Monday, and Rad Dad is here tonight. And I've actually donated a ticket to the show, and we're very gracious for be able to support that. Yes, and I'm very gracious to be supporting the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational as well. And whatever happened to that All Wrestling Matters Championship? That's CJ Black. He's the champion of that. So he won that over Jason Storm, who was the All Wrestling Matters champion. But who knows what the future brings, obviously. But yes, definitely check all that out. And we thank everybody. Thank you to JR Wind, and thank you for his support. And we'll give you this copy when we're off the air. And thank you, as always, to everybody in the locker room. And good luck out there, RTG. We'll see if the career continues next month. And I'm looking forward to the August Rush.
Oh, so am I. So am I. And again, I hope this is hope everybody comes out and watches. I mean, this is one of our biggest shows, so.
Well,
And,
judging by what you had tonight, it's definitely going to be a hot show, and it's
there is certainly no love lost between the main eventers there.
In case you didn't know, now you know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's definitely to quote one of my favorite songs out there. Now you know. But yeah, in case you didn't know, now you know. But it is BTW Day. Now you definitely know that again. And hello to JR. JR, my buddy out there from the great state of Oklahoma, who's been a staple on this platform and is a part of some different wrestling companies out there, and also owns my shirt. For whatever reason, he owns my shirt and the Sportswire Radio shirt, and he's running for office out there. So please give him a follow and support on Facebook. But thank you, everybody. My voice is about to go because I'm still dealing with a dental implant surgery, JR. So I had a shotgun literally go in my mouth, so I haven't been able to scream like I used to, but we'll see if I can for Rad Dad tomorrow. But thank you, everybody. We were joined by a slew of your favorites from BTW. We heard from the one and only Comatose a little while ago, the BYW Interpromotional Champion. We heard from the BCF4's Andre Xavier and Mikey D, and auspicious from his absence, Steven Storm. We also heard from the debut of Jacob Effin Wayne, the CBW World Mega Champion, and RTG baby himself, who certainly was always be a focal point, and that's the way it goes. And thank you, everybody here, for tuning in. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all music and wrestling matters. If you're here, hit the sub button for us. We'll be back here tonight, now 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, with Rad Dad Bradley Belmont of the Stepdads, and also the next day, Magnum Carter on his birthday. Looking forward to seeing my man. Thank you, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, with all music and wrestling matters. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much.